Hello. Once again, I come before you as a representative of the Illuminati. You may call me the Man. Well, if you've seen the video from last week, you know the whole Syria situation isn't quite straightened out yet. But we did have some good news this week, and the President of the United States has decided that, I don't know, for political cover or whatever, he's going to pass the buck back to the Congress and see what they think about this whole strike on Syria. I guess in case it goes horribly, horribly wrong, he can point to them and go say, see, yeah, everybody there thought it was a good idea. So yeah, that's kind of good for us, because that means that our viewers in the United States can actually email their congressmen or senators and tell them they don't want to go to war in Syria. Yeah, you can do that because you guys live in something called a democratic republic, and that means you get to have a say in the government. That's why you elect these representatives in the first place. Now, I know a lot of you out there who watch this channel think, well, my opinion doesn't matter. It won't do any good to give it. And you know what? If you don't give it, that's absolutely true. It's one of those self-fulfilling prophecies. Yeah, so you have to actually give your opinion for them to know what it is, and that way it influences their vote one way or the other. The SOPA PIPA thing, that worked out pretty well because you guys did exactly that. So yeah, I mean, the least you can do is write them an email or to the Congress or the Senate, or make a phone call. I mean, that's the absolute least you can do. You could also see them in person. They do take visitation quite a bit. But yeah, you can do that because that's the way you live. And if you don't do that, if you don't do the least you can do to get involved into the political process in a democratic republic, well, you might as well not even live in a democratic republic. You might as well live somewhere like, Syria. Okay, so yeah, you could probably you could see the benefits of not living in a place like Syria. So yeah, that would be a good thing. Do the least you can do. However, that's actually not why I'm here to talk to you. I'm here to tell you that next week's video may be a little late because apparently I'm going to have to go do some face-to-face contact with several people across the world and try to figure out this whole Syria thing. Sometimes being on the phone, it just doesn't cut it, because I was on the phone with the Japanese Prime Minister, and we were talking about what to do about that whole nuclear power plant that's still oozing radiation into the Pacific, and he didn't quite hear me correctly. The power company that owns that plant is either unwilling or unable to stop this radiation from leaking into the Pacific, and so the government has decided to step in. I was advising the government. They said, what can we do? And, we've got our technical guys get on that kind of stuff. But I said, wouldn't it be great if you could just build a nice wall around the place and just block everything off? And he heard, and what they're actually doing is building an ice wall around the place. They're going to run super cold pipes and freeze the whole thing, make it kind of like a giant popsicle. And boy, if you've ever let your refrigerator door open, you know that bill can get pretty expensive. And so yeah, that's what they're planning on doing. They're just going to freeze the whole thing, which isn't really all that safe either, because what if the power goes out? This power plant is absolutely useless. How do you maintain that kind of cold? Anyway, it's just a stopgap kind of deal. We need a more permanent solution. And so I will be flying to Japan to discuss a more permanent solution, and then I'll be flying in another place to get the heads of state together to talk about the whole Syria thing so we can find a permanent solution to that, one that doesn't kill thousands and thousands of people but still removes Bashar al-Assad from power, because you just can't use chemical weapons on your own people and expect to stay in power. You just can't do it. It's an affront to humanity. And but there's a right way to do things, and that's not slaughtering a bunch of other people just because some idiot at the top makes a bad decision. Okay? That's just the way it is. Anyway, so I've got to go. I've got to fly commercial. Ugh. We can't take the UFO, or not UFO, the alternate transportation. We can't take that because those guys are on Mars, so I got to fly commercial. Anyway, I'll try to update you from the road, and we'll see how that goes. And the world's a stressful place, and it's just getting more and more stressful. And we in the Illuminati, we have some suggestions. If you're in the United States, please contact your congressman, your senator, let them know how you feel about the whole Syria thing. If you're outside the United States, well, there's really nothing you can do about that. You guys up there in the UK, you took care of your problems there. You did a good job there. And so, but everyone, all around the world, everyone can do the following. You can leave a comment or a question in the comment section below. And you can also walk outside where you live, be a house, apartment, hut, tent, I don't know, wherever you decide to call home. You can walk outside underneath the big blue sky there, and you can look up, you can see those chemtrails just blazing right across there, and well, you can relax and breathe deeply.